Hi, thanks for watching my lesson. This one is going to be on a blues solo in the style of the late great Peter Green. So if you like the sound of that one, come in for a close-up and we'll have a look. Thanks. So thanks for joining my lesson. This one, as I said, is a Peter Green style solo. This is based off of a couple of the solos he does in the song Stop Messin' from the Fleetwood Mac album English Rose, I think. Quite hard to do Peter Green justice because he's got such a unique tone and phrasing and touch, whereas this is a fairly simple one. But it also demonstrates how he mixes major and minor. It's a C blues, like a swing shuffle blues, a major blues in C. Follows your standard 12-bar pattern, so we're going to do 2 choruses effectively, so 24 bars of solo. Yeah, I've been really getting into Peter Green lately. Every few years I kind of go for a bit of a YouTube rabbit hole and look up old bootleg videos, live performances, documentaries, so on. Discovered some really good ones this time. For anyone who's interested in Peter Green and has seen that kind of well-known BBC 4 documentary, there's some documentaries that kind of complement that, if you like. There's one, it's not a documentary, it's a video of his son interviewing one of the German guys at the party. The guy who specifically has been blamed for making Peter Green's mental illness much worse. So that's quite an interesting watch. And an 80s documentary kind of highlighting how tragic his life was and some of the sort of bad stuff that happened to him in the height of his illness. Yeah, so if you're interested in the history of one of the greatest guitarists ever, then there's a lot on there undiscovered on YouTube. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on with the solo. So yeah, we're going to start off predominantly in position pattern 1 minor pentatonic, C minor pentatonic. So we're going to start with this lick. So this comes in just before beat 1. And what we're doing there is, so 8, 11 on the B string, 8 on the high E, back to 11 on the B, back to 8 on the E, and a bit of vibrato. Then we do this, which is just 8 on the B to 8 on the E, back and forth 3 times. So 2 very simple licks to begin with, but you really have to listen to work out where they come in. And then lick 3, which is that. So what we're doing there is we're bending up 1 step, 11 on the B. Not sounding the release, but then playing it again unbent. Then playing 8. And then bending a half step, 10 on the G string. Again, don't sound the release, so play it again unbent. Play 8 on the G. And then play twice. 10 on the D, finish that little lick with 7 on the D. So we've moved moved a little bit out of the minor pentatonic with that last note. So all together so far. And then fourth lick. So this time we're going to do a full bend, and we're going to sound a release on the 10th fret of the G string, and then pull off to 8. And then finish with this, which is pulling off from 10 to 8 on the D, and then playing 10, 8 on the A, and finish with 6 on the A. Before I carry on, just a reminder that I'm putting a backing track up for this as well. I'm putting a lot more effort into the backing tracks these days. I've got improvisation tips, guides and stuff like that. So check that out as well. I'll put a link in the video. So that's the fourth lick. So after we've done that fourth lick, this is where we then move up to the BB box area. So a little recap of the BB box. So you've got position 1, pattern 1. Position is a bit misleading, it's pattern 1. And then you got pattern 2. Which creates that kind of triangle, like or a box. If you slide that up 2 frets, that's when you've got your BB box. So yeah, we slide up to the BB box and we start off by just doing this. So after we've come out of the we just do that, which is 14 on the G and then 13 on the B, rapid vibrato, and then mute quickly. We then go, which is bending up 1 step the 15 on the E, and then playing it unbent, so we're not sounding that release. And then this classic Peter Green move, which is 14 on the G, hammer on 13 to 15 on the B, back to 14 on the G, 13 on the B. So and then we finish with that bit, which is just a little half step on the 15, and we're going to sound a release, pull off to the 13, 14 on the G, 13 on the B, 14 on the G. Slide down if you want to. So putting that last bit in context. And that's the first half of the solo. Let's move on to the second. So we're going to look at the second half of the solo now. I have to do these breaks between the videos these days because my camera keeps losing focus on the neck, so apologies for that. Second half starts off. It starts off with what was the second lick for the beginning. So we're starting off with that again. So again, all about timing on that one, bringing it in just before the first chord. Again, a little bit vibrato, so that was just 11, if you need a reminder, 11, 8, 11, 8, 11, 8. So the second lick of this second half of the solo is then going to be a full bend on the 11th fret of the E string. Don't sound a release, and then do a micro bend on that same 11th fret. And then a quick A, 8 on the E, 11, 8 on the B. If you want to do a bit of raking on that first bend, that also sounds good. That lick by doing a little half bend on the 10th fret of the G. When we get up to that pitch, we pick again, and then we pick a third time and sound the release. And pull off to the 8th. And finish with 10 on the D. So together so far. What's next? So let's play it through. Okay, so now we're back up at BB box territory. So we're going to start off with this, which is 14 on the G, 13 on the B, and then bend up a kind of a half step, I'd say there. So 14, 13, and bend the 15 up a half step. And then after that, straight away, we want 14, 13, 14. So I'll do a bit of vibrato on that 13. And then a third little lick there in that sequence is to play 14 again, and this time go straight to the 15 and bend it twice. So all together. So quite easy, but again, it's all about timing on this one. So let's put all of the second half of the solo together so far. And then next up, we've got this. So 14, 13, 15. 14 on the G, 13, 15 on the B. A little bit vibrato on that 15. And then 14 on the G, 13 on the B twice. Back to 14. And then 2 bends on the 15. So putting that all together from the BB box part, we've got so in context, second half of solo from the beginning. So it's just quite hard to sort of memorise that bit, piecing it all together, but you just need to listen to my version, or when now, if you're listening to Stop Messing as your reference, we're in the first solo, so not the intro solo, but the next solo, I think. After that, we're going to be doing just a really nice move. So we've just come out of so that's pulling off from 15 to 13 on the high E, picking 16 on the B and then 13 on the B. Let me do this move again that we did in the first half of the solo, which is to bend up 15 one step on the E string. Play it again. And then that classic Peter Green move again there, which is 14 on the G, 13 hammer on to 15 on the B, back to 14. And then finish with 13, 15. So. And then the same way we finished the first half of the solo. So bend half a step, release on 15 of the B, pull off to 13, play 14 on the G, 13 on the B, back to 14 on the G. So all together so far, and then I'll just show you that one final lick that he does. So starting from the second half. And then if you want to, at the end, he throws in this little lick which just outlines the shape of the C chord, which for some reason my fingers aren't doing today, but essentially is... That's better. So 10 on the G string, 8, hammer on 8 to 9 on the G string as well. Bring the ring finger up to the 10th fret on the D string. And then play 10 twice on the E. If you want to double stop that first note, you can play both the 10s. 10 on the G and the B. Like I said, you don't have to do that. It's just like he throws in on some of the solos. Yeah, so that's it. Hopefully that's one of my shortest lessons. I'm going to go through the solo very quickly. Like I said, backing track, new and improved backing tracks will be posted at the same time, and I'm going to do some more Peter Green soon. I'm going to do converting the song Rattlesnake Shake into a 12 bar, which is quite good fun. Anyway, so one last time, solo from the beginning, both halves, goes like this. That's it. Have fun. Let me know if you've got any questions. See you for the next one. Bye bye.